Okay, the mouth. Why do I always do that? Okay, portrait, profile, 3/4. Okay, I've been drawing kind of all guys. I want to change this. Here, this is the stage of your drawing where you really establish the proportions, and the proportions tell us the gender. So I want to make this, these drawings of women. And in order to do that, I'm shrinking the size of the neck to begin with. And I mean the width of the neck, okay? And the next thing that you want to do is you want to soften the jaw. The jaw on a male is a little bit more, it's a little heavier, right? It's not necessarily more square, it's not more pointy, it's just a little heavier. So a female jaw there's a lightness about it. Okay, so middle, from middle to middle, and a little above for the brow, and those are the corners. Going to quickly indicate a shape, quickly indicating a shape. I'm going to shade it because this is not the topic of this drawing. I'm going to shade, here's the nose, halfway to the bottom of the nose, two sides of the pyramid, going to get shaded there. Okay, from the bottom of the nose to the bottom lip. Okay, now, in order to talk about this, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into profile, okay? So here, from the top of the head to the bottom of the head, middle, that's the plane of the eyes. There's my corner. It's set back from the beginning. Here's my brow ridge. It cuts in, okay? Here to there, halfway, here to there, halfway over. Here's my nose, bottom of the pyramid. Up, over, and back. Okay, bottom of the nose to here. Okay, halfway. Here's halfway. From here to there, halfway. That's the bottom of the bottom lip. Notice a little bit of chin that I'm giving it. Okay. So this shape, see the inward, over, down. Okay, so right there, you see this space? That's why that's in shadow. You see this plane? It's at the same angle as that plane. And so because of that, it lives in shadow. It's the same angle. You see this plane is turned away from the light. The light is coming from up here. It's a downward facing plane. If I use this to here, from cheekbone back, this part of this plane is facing downward, okay? Across, halfway across, here to here, that height to the bottom of the nose, the ear, okay? To the back of the head. Okay, now here, the lip has this. There's a big bowl here. There's sometimes considered 1, 2, 3 spheres like that. And this is the bottom lip, kind of has that shape, and the top lip kind of has that shape. Okay, so you can kind of put that in. You can be 1, 2, 3, starting out with those 1, 2, 3. Now here, this mark right here. Very dark mark. And now look at how I follow it up here. Okay, now I curl around these and over at the side, right here, these muscles that go this way, and this curls up into them like this. Goes up into them. This part here, you see this? This is all a downward facing plane. This is a downward facing plane, that whole thing. And then this is an upward facing plane with a downward facing plane below it. Sketching in the pupils, and I'm going to throw eyelashes on it. And here's the jaw and the underside of the jaw. Light shadow for the jaw and the underside of the jaw. Okay, and the nose, the ears go here and there. Okay. Has this like super popular punky haircut right now. And curious look on her face. Like, what? Okay. Okay. 3/4 view for the mouth. Okay, so we've been talking about how to draw the mouth. So the eyes, here's my center line. Center line, the eyes are going to come up about here. There's that moment right there, the corner. Come over, there's the corner. Going to look to come back to show the plane here. Coming back in, and that shows that plane. Dropping down and around. Okay, so here's that darkened plane. And I'm going to move it forward. Okay, and I'm going to move that back. And there's that darkened plane. Here's the eyeball is going to be in here. That's the halfway point. Halfway from there down to the bottom of the nose. But the bottom of the nose, this is all happening right in there. So here's the end of this pyramid shape for the bottom of the nose to there, and then the ball of the nose over, halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin. Okay, here, bottom lip. Underneath the bottom lip, okay, shadow. Notice the top lip, that shape that I gave. It's the 3 circles. 1, the circle comes up. This comes up and over and down, up and over. This is all underplane. Shoots outwards a little ways, shoots outwards a little ways. Okay, up. Okay. Here's the zygomatic arch right here, looking for this and over and to there. And this gives me a little bit of shadow there from the nose over, from the brow over, ear. Okay. So even though it's interesting, so you see how in this one, I've made the facial features somehow are a little more broad and they're looking a little bit more masculine, but at the same time, I'm feeling, because the thinness of the neck, it feels decided in its, I mean, now we live in a time of non-binary, which is so awesome. But it's decided that the gender it's a confusing gender situation, right? But it feels feminine. It feels like it's landing in that camp. Okay. This is an interesting thing about the hairline. So if you take the hairline from the center here, so here's the hairline. When it comes to here, the hairline has, it goes over and down and back and down. It comes like this and over, okay? This one is struggling more to look feminine than that one. And I think it was that adding the extra weight on the nuchal area there made it. The other thing is the scale of the nose is really tremendous. And so if I shrink the nose slightly, that will start to achieve, and it's also come out so far. It's become a huge, huge nose for this person. Okay. And in here, the line starts to come forward faster. And there. Okay. Notice this. It has to do with a 3, right? It kind of has, here's the 3 on this one. You go up and over and back. Okay. It comes down like that. This is the center line. But notice this shape. And it has a million varieties. However, we'll generally have this crossing forward and back up around. I mean, it can go back up around like that, and depending if the person has, losing their hair or whatever, it can, it can do any number of things, but it will generally cross in that way, okay? So you'll have this point and this point and that point. Here's this point, and here's this point, and here's that point. Notice how it turns back. Okay,